don't know.
He's
Shanahan.
a
I wouldn't
bum.
call Shanahan. I wouldn't call Shanahan a bum.
B-U-M.
Hello, it is time to start the show. And I'm going to get started right after this.
Already got rants going on, folks. Give us a second.
Damn.
So in the chat, we got David Corona. He's umpiring the game right now. Daniel Berry Sports Highlights. Go check out his YouTube channel.
Bird.
We got Crazy Juice, and yeah, we might just go down that road a little bit today.
Hugo Loco.
Yes, that's his real name, Hugo Loco.
Hugo Loco.
John J. What up, buddy?
That's me.
But yeah, so as I was saying, Shanahan runs the offense. He does not run the defense. If I'm talking about rookies not playing, it's because I'm talking about the offense. He does not run the defense. The defensive coordinator runs the defense.
True. That's true.
And, you know, we're just debating, and I'm not going to name his name unless he comes in here.
Well, listen, don't
Just like
forget
that.
that the problem with the offense is that when you come here and you've never been here before, you literally need a year to learn the playbook before you can even play. And so maybe the playbook is too hard.
Well, why does a player have to know the whole playbook?
That's true. I just give you the ball.
I've seen other teams like, okay, this guy knows the playbook. We're going to put him out there. We're going to call the plays he knows. Oh, no, Shanahan can't do that. He's got to know the playbook front to back, be able to read it backwards freaking
for sure.
upside down on one finger, doing push-ups with his finger. It's like, come on, man.
Yeah.
You know, like Jordan Watkins is a prime example. Looked good during the preseason.
Mm-hmm.
What did he play? 10 snaps all year? I'm just guesstimating. I don't actually know. I'm just guesstimating.
Yeah, I was waiting all year to say J-Dubs, and I didn't get to say it one time.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Not one J-Dub all year. What the hell?
Yeah, I wanted
you know,
to see
Jacob Cowling, every time he ramped up, he freaking retore his freaking hamstring. So it was like,
you know, he's a
poor
Niner.
guy just missed the whole year.
So
a classic Niner.
So if I can put on my college football favorite team in the Bay Area called Cal, not a big fan of the Arizona schools because, of course, I was having a conversation with a fan who likes Arizona teams. And I said, this guy, he looks good in college, but his size and the way he plays, he reminded me like Dante Pettis. And this is the thing that, again, I'm not sure what's going on with the conversation, but football in general in college, you all look good. All these players look good in college. But then they go to the NFL, and the NFL reminds them that there's a select few that make it and become stars. That's the reality of football. Now, people don't want to hear that, and I really don't care if someone gets upset, but that's how it goes. When it comes to the 49ers, I've been saying this now for now. This is now the third offseason, and I'm going to continue to say it. Who are we going to draft that will not play this year, but will play the following year? And I'm gonna say that as long as I'm on YouTube and on shows. I'm going to continue to say that it's no longer a joke anymore. It's no longer a joke anymore. I miss the days where when you draft a player, they're on the field. If they're bad on the field, they will lose their spot because they're bad. If they were good on the field, they stayed on the field. That's how it used to be. When it comes to our coaches and our GM, John Lynch has said this, and you can go back to the 2017 interview. I developed the defense because one of the biggest important persons he talked to was his former defensive coordinator who eventually won a Super Bowl with Indianapolis, Tony Dungy. And so he does what Tony Dungy did. That's how he does it. So our defense is designed the way Tony Dungy did it. The way Kyle runs the offense is that it's highly, highly predicated on running and blocking the football. That's why Kittle, if he was on another team, he would be catching passes, but Kittle has to block. Juszczyk has to block. All our receivers who are no longer on the team no more had to block. And a lot of people don't want to hear that for some reason. And I get it. Some people are just strong in their convictions, but we have to be completely honest. This is how our team is. We've seen it now for a decade. This is now Kyle Shanahan, now his 10th season. What have we learned? You will play if you're good, but if on the offense, that's why this idea, receivers are treated differently than every other position, because Kyle, people forget, he was a wide receiver when he was in Texas. When he was his first job in Houston, he was the wide receivers coach. A lot of people forget that, and that's why I probably am the only person that does not believe that Kyle Shanahan is a quarterback guru. I just think that every quarterback that reads the playbook is very successful. So that's my take. I'm not sure how this conversation, but I wanted to get that off my chest because, again, I'm not everyone's cup of tea. And when I was my channel, 49ers Ultimate Report, I had the catchphrase. I do the news, I do opinions, and I'm a diehard fan. I don't do no commentary and BS. And so that's how I've always run my channel, like a old Walter Cronkite of sports on YouTube.
Well, basically, what got all this started was I was saying, like let's not even draft a wide receiver or running back. Like, what's the point? There's no point. They won't play unless they're a first round pick. Running back's not going to play either. We just don't need to draft a running back. Like, don't bother. Why?
You didn't like TDP?
I did at first, but then it's like Shanahan didn't, right?
You didn't like Corey Schrader?
Trey Sermon, when he came in his rookie year and played because of injury, he looked pretty good. But what happened to him? He got cut.
Hey, listen, if you come up a good play, you block for him, any running back can do well. So, I mean, it falls on
you come
whoever.
up and you block. You got to, like wide receiver, you got to block out there, even though the offensive line's only allowing, 3.7 yards? Like, they're not even getting to that level, Kyle, at this point, because our offensive line is bad. Like, nope. I'd better see that wide receiver locking down a defensive end. Come on, man.
A full yard less, I think, than we've averaged for like 8 years.
That's exactly it.
And you know what? We've been bailed out by CMC being so amazing. It's not like we have some incredible running game or incredible blockers. We've had one of the best running backs for the last couple of years.
No block, no rock. Okay. No playing time at all. Okay. Like Jordan Watkins looked good in the preseason, looked like he knew some plays. Didn't hit the field, did he? Shanahan picked up Kendrick Bourne, who looked good in a couple games.
The thing is, like
Marcus Robinson back, another veteran wide receiver, and then all of a sudden Jordan Watkins is an afterthought and he's inactive. We get late in the season. We're playing the Seahawks in week 18. Our wide receivers couldn't get open. In the blowout in the playoffs, they had, what was it? It was 3 catches for 24 yards out of our wide receiver group. But we can't play the young guy. The guy that has speed, the guy that has good hands, the guy that runs good routes. We can't play him. We got to put in the old slow wide receivers that aren't going to get open and can't get separation. because they're vets, right?
Yeah. Yeah. Unless you have,
We gotta
unless
keep
you're the perfect
Isaac
rookie.
Garindo. Well, we got to keep Isaac Garindo, our change of pace running back, who's a good special teamers, inactive. Because why? Because he won't see the field.
To be fair, I mean, I don't even pick him, but whatever. That's going far into the past. And
Well, honestly, Shanahan's supposed to be an offensive genius, okay? If he is an offensive genius, why isn't he using his 6'2", 225-pound running back that runs a 4.33 40 on plays? Why isn't he using him?
I don't
A
know.
guy that switched from a wide receiver to a running back, so you know he can catch out of the backfield. He can do these gadget plays we saw Debo do, but he's bigger and faster than Debo.
He actually was better than Mason coming out of the backfield for passes. Like he was definitely better than Mason in that aspect, and he was an okay runner. I just, that's Kyle, man. You know that. Like that's Kyle's
Dude, he
thing.
got better. The more he played, the better he got.
Mhm.
So there
Then
it is.
Then they threw him the
don't-
special teams work. Was what they did. Remember? They kind of just.
If you don't give these young guys a chance to actually play, to actually develop, to actually get experience, they're not going to be good.
Mhm.
And that's what historically Shanahan's done. He just nope, they're not the level I want them. Okay, get them on the field for some snaps. Give them some real time experience.
Yeah.
Show them that they're not on the level you want them. By putting them on the field. Let them learn their lessons, take their lumps. This is how you develop NFL players, is it not? You don't just hold them out. Oh, I don't feel he's there yet. Hold him out for a year or two. How is he going to get there if he don't play?
Well, if a team drafts a guy and then the team fails to develop him, I don't blame the player. I blame the team. So.
Now, Isaac Garindo, yes, this was his problem, fumbles and pass blocking.
See, I wasn't sure about the fumbles. I was going to ask about the blocking, though, because that's extremely important.
But
I remember I was having an argument on YTC and all of his friends' channel because we were talking about the Chicago Bears, and Isaac Garindo name popped up, and I said that year Garindo was a non-starter. Basically, he would come in some of the plays and he would basically be on the bench. But due to late injuries at the end of the year, he got to play at the Holiday Bowl, which is one of the top West Coast bowls in this region, but not at the level what college football is now. And he had a outstanding performance where a bunch of scouts loved what he did. And so I was pointing that out to YTC and his friends because we were debating a different topic involving the Chicago Bears. And I was saying that's the reason why Caleb Williams isn't playing for whatever the reason, but it shows you. And Isaac Garindo was brought up, and look what he did. He had a really good game. His draft stock went up. These bowl games are make it or break it. And so, was I a fan of the Garindo pick? No. But again, going back to Kyle, he saw something in Garindo. Now, did we play that dude? Very rare. So for whatever the reason that it does tick me off a little bit that we draft these players. There's a high potential that everyone says they are, and they don't play. And I remember I think I was doing the Thanksgiving game against Seattle where the Niners destroyed the Seahawks, and Garindo almost had like a long touchdown. He got tackled at the 1 yard line, and I'm like, we need this guy on the field if he can do this.
Yeah.
Bebop, he did because he didn't want to risk hurting CMC.
Yep. Once the season was over, he was like, throw in anybody.
And Jordan James behind that same offensive line against the same defensive line was putting up some good yards. But I mean, it's like you pick all these players in the draft, you sign guys off the street, and you expect these guys off the street to be able to get open against good players. So, Steve-O, I see your point, but how are these guys ever going to learn? How are our draft picks ever going to work out on offense if they don't play? We should just spend all the money and sign free agents and never draft an offensive player, right? Like, that's my point here. Is what is the point of drafting an offensive player if they never play? You know, and honestly, it's how they get good experience is you get them on the field for some snaps here and there. You know, they don't have to be starting. They don't have to play every snap in the game. You just have to get them in there and just give them some experience. You know, Jordan Mason couldn't get on the field because of Bobby T. Everyone blamed Kyle.
Who hired Bobby T?
Bobby Turner. Bobby Turner. And I mean, when it comes down to it, the flaws in the players, coach them up. They have flaws, coach them up. Don't just say, "Hey, you got to work on that," and leave it to them. Like, give them some insight. I mean, I kind of feel like Kyle's that scoutmaster that says, "Oh, we're gonna learn to swim." He puts a water wing on you, rows you out to the middle of the lake, and throws you in the freaking lake.
Just one.
I kind of feel like that's the type of guy he is here, you know.
Yeah.
But yeah. So all these folks saying, "Oh, we need wide receiver." Okay, we got two guys we haven't seen: Jacob Cowan because of injury, and because of his rookie year, which we saw a little bit his rookie year. We saw a little bit. But, you know, Jordan Watkins, hardly saw him. He was inactive for the playoff game.
Has anyone seen Junior Bergen sighting? Is he on a missing poster in a post office?
Squad. That guy's on the practice squad.
Because
we traded for Sky Moore, the NFL veteran. Which Sky Moore was a great returner, though. Let's be honest here.
Cost us a pick, though. Didn't it cost us a pick? Not this year, but
in 2027, we pick swapped a 6th and a 7th.
So we talked about this already last week, but I'd rather have picks, and now we have 3 less picks this year. For the people we added, I just don't think it was worth it, and I guess they thought it was, and I don't know who was right. I'm not going to say. It's not for me to say.
Well, I mean, like you draft a running back two years in a row, and then you trade with the Skins for a veteran running back because you don't trust the running backs you drafted.
Plus, we already have the oldest.
That's definitely a Shanahan problem here.
Mm-hmm. And we already had the oldest veteran in the league, probably, right? Wasn't he like the oldest running back already anyway? No, maybe not.
No, he wasn't. but yeah, you know, I mean, he drafted Trey Sermon. He drafted TDP. You know, he drafted Garendo. He drafted Jordan James.
Well, we haven't seen him yet.
What is the point of spending that draft pick if they're never going to see the field? What is the point? And then, like, Corey Kinner, the guy we picked up undrafted last year, he got hurt, so they cut him.
Oh, right? Man, that guy I liked. That guy you could have had without picking somebody in the draft. You could have had him, and that's it. Maybe he doesn't get hurt.
Got picked up by the Arizona Cardinals, and he is still on their 53-man roster.
I wonder why. Because they know he's good.
It just comes a point in time where
they need
draft a running back. It is a waste of a pick. Don't draft a wide receiver past the first round. They're not going to play.
Well, you know how I feel about it. I wouldn't take any wide receivers or running backs in the draft, period. There's free agency, there's undrafted, there's trades. I'm not doing that in a draft. So 1 million running backs, 1 million wide receivers. You can always find wide receivers. You can find good wide receivers who are the 5th wide receiver on their team and get them for something very like a late 5th, 6th rounder. And I think that's better than wasting a 4th round or 5th round pick in a draft where you've been scouting these guys all year. And, you know, as long as the Niners don't reach for injured players this year, maybe we'll, you know, be better.
I know. I agree. I agree 100%. I was saying this to the other guys who are not 49er fans is that if you need like say you're a team and you have like no wide receivers.
Offensive lineman.
And you really need to draft one in the first round, like those very talented, really. That's when you draft a wide receiver. Every team is different. Their draft boards are different. But in 2006 or 2007, I don't know what year, but there was a 7th round draft pick. You know, no one thought he was going to become a really good wide receiver. Marcus Colston, 7th round pick. Now, he did have Drew Brees as a quarterback. And so that kind of like sometimes, you know, like when you enter a situation and a quarterback is just really, really good, you're going to get the ball. And so sometimes you get these wide receivers who are like, then they match up with the right quarterbacks and they have great numbers, and then they go somewhere else and then their numbers go down. So, you know, sometimes you don't need to draft a wide receiver. You can always get cheaper wide receivers later.
Look what Liam Cohen did that when he got Jacoby Myers from the Raiders at the end of the year. And, you know, he wasn't a game changer, but he produced a lot when he was signed over there. So
yeah, when he went to a team like you said, like he was on the Raiders. Before that, he was with the Patriots, but they had Mac Jones and Cam Newton.
Yeah, when they weren't great. Yeah,
he goes to the team that you said. Boom, you said he had a good year.
Hell yeah, they can use him there.
Well, and you know, maybe Shanahan's offense is complicated. Okay. And a lot of people are like, well, he used to be a wide receiver. This is why he's so hard on wide receivers. Okay,
yeah.
Well, let's rewind time here and look at the draft picks. Dante
There you go. There you go.
Yeah, yes, Deebo Samuel worked out for a while. He was an All-Pro. Okay.
Richie James
Ayuk was a second-team All-Pro, but, you know, ended up being a nutcase.
You don't count Richie James because he was later than Dante Pettis?
Yeah, Richie James was like a 7th-round pick, and he's even decent.
He was one of the best. He was one of the best kick returners in that draft, if I remember. So that was something. That might have been what they were thinking.
We have the old Jalen Hurd. We all remember that, right?
My favorite.
Oh man, this guy looks so good. Damn, this guy's gonna be really good. Okay.
Yeah.
Get to game 1, and all of a sudden he's hurt. He's out the year.
Pay him for 4 years.
Man.
Oh man.
And then who else did he draft? Danny Gray.
Ooh,
right?
Keep going.
Never really hit the field. Good special teamer. Never hit the field. Whatever reason. Shanahan doesn't say. Shanahan will just say, well, I don't think he's there yet. Okay. Be more specific. What does he need to work on?
Doghouse talk.
I don't think he's there yet. I'm going to sign Joe Schmo who's a Walmart greeter, and he's going to get on the field because he's an NFL vet.
Yeah, but he had great stats his 3rd year at the University of Houston 8 years ago, and Kyle remembers. And so he'd rather have that guy.
And it's frustrating to me because this has happened more often than not. You know, like we drafted Jacob Cowing. He's been with us 2 years. We still haven't seen what he can do on the field. Jordan Watkins.
What about Ronnie Bell?
Are we actually going to see him next year? I don't know.
How dare you forget him? Ronnie Bell, you forgot. By the way, Ronnie Bell and Dante Pettis were the two wide receivers that Tyler Shuck was throwing to and was killing it. Just saying.
Go figure.
Right?
He was good with them. Shanahan's system, and all of a sudden he's doing good, huh?
Kellen Moore.
That's weird.
Welcome to Kellen Moore's offense. Not so hard.
I feel like Shanahan needs to get a good wide receiver coach and just lay off him. Let him do his job.
He should have nothing to do with wide receivers or quarterbacks. But for some reason, he does make them look really good. So I will say that. He really does.
Well, remember Sam Darnold gives and Mac Jones gives a lot of credit to Brock Purdy. You know, that they're giving a lot of credit to Brock Purdy and Shanahan. So it's like a combo thing going on here. But it's like, you know, just if you're not going to play the wide receiver, which you have a history of not drafting well at wide receivers, Kyle, don't play him. Ricky Purcell, we forgot about that one.
Okay, he's not bad.
When he's on the field, he's good.
Not bad. He's not bad. So I can't count that guy as a negative.
Well, I can say when he's on the field and mostly healthy, he's good.
And targeted. Let's not
We've seen
forget.
him rush himself back, not be 100%, and not be very good.
And
Mhm.
so
This is all last year.
I just want to say about stats, like you have to be careful because it all depends what you count, right? So Ricky was in a lot of games, but there were games where he wasn't targeted. So for me, I don't count that game. If he got 2 targets in the whole game, yeah, maybe he got shut down, whatever it was. But I don't like count it as an entire game where he didn't do anything. Maybe he was locked down by Sertan all day, for all I know. I don't know. I'm just saying, like, there's got to be, when someone goes up against super elite talent, doesn't make them trash. It just means you went up against another very, very good football player, and he got your number that day. I don't want to take that away from Ricky. So there's a lot of context. Like, you have to.
Well,
You're gonna want it.
Ricky's a first-round pick,
Mhm.
and he hit the field in his rookie season.
I mean, he was.
We
I just
see
want to
the
say
theme.
he was picked in the first round. I don't think he was a first round talent.
Hey, okay,
That's
we'll
it.
say it that way. He was picked
Zip.
in the first round.
Zip it up.
Brandon Ayuk was picked in the first round.
Another guy I didn't
And
like.
both of them saw the field because they're first-round picks,
Yeah, you have to.
right? So it's like, okay, well, if Shanahan picks a wide receiver in the first round, okay, he's obviously going to see the field.
Yeah.
Right? But anything past the first round, like Debo and Pettis saw the field, but then all of a sudden was in the doghouse, whatever, never got out.
Whatever BA was doing, I think Ricky could have replaced. Let me put it that way. Whatever
So-
BA had done in the past, I think Ricky could have done as well. I just want
Yeah,
to say
so like Ricky Pearsall, in his rookie season before he stepped on and felt something tragic happen. But one thing for me is that when we drafted them, I was like scratching my head. I was like very confused with the pick. But when a player is not on the field and he's had injuries, I cannot determine if he is really good. He's going to be be a star caliber. I don't know yet because he's not on the field. Hopefully he gets 100% healthy, and then next season he's able to get those reps and see what we have there. Because at the end of his rookie season, he had 2 games in a row where he had over 100 yards. Now, one of them was against the Cardinals, and the Cardinals were god awful.
True, but that's still a major league ball club in the end. Like it's still and Gannon is not a slouch. And yes, they dealt with injuries. They had Will Johnson was hurt a lot of the year. I don't know if when we played him, I'm just saying, but they did have injuries too. So yes, they put up a lot of yards, and that was probably why. But it doesn't mean you don't take it away. I don't take that away personally. I don't take that away. I put it into consideration, but I don't take the game away because it was a bad team.
I want him to succeed. I want all our players that we have to succeed. Unfortunately, the way the NFL is set up, and then of course how our coaches is set up, in my opinion, this is just my opinion, nobody else's, is that Kyle sometimes give these players the opportunity, see what they can do in a full season. If they're not living up to the expectation, then of course, but don't just give up on them because we made a mistake or whatever. That's the thing that ticks me off the most is that I'm not saying these players are bad who we let go, but they do better. Not all of them, but some of our players that leave are still playing pretty good somewhere else. What does that mean? Now, I'm not trying to accuse Kyle and John of sabotaging these guys, but sometimes some players need different sceneries, and maybe there are players that do well that we draft, and then there's some players that don't do well because we weren't supposed to draft them in the first place. That's just my take. I hope Ricky Pearsall, proves all the doubters wrong. That's just my take. Just like all other players from other teams, I want them to prove doubters wrong.
Steve-O does make a good point. Now, Lenore didn't play a lot of snaps right off the bat. When some injuries happened, he started to get in there. He developed over a couple of years. Fred Warner wasn't in the game because first-round pick Reuben Foster was in the game. Then Foster got hurt. Fred came in and never gave the job back. Bosa was the best player in the draft.
Yeah.
So he gets to play. Kittle blocks like a mother and did that his rookie season. So Shanahan's going to play him because he blocked. You get you block, you get the rock, right? Pooney had Feliciano and Burford in front of him. They both got hurt. He took the job and never gave it back. Purdy also, where he was QB3 his rookie year, right?
Four at one point. That's Nate Sudfeld got sent away.
Yeah, because we signed that one guy. I can't remember his name. We let him go. It was like a $2 million fully guaranteed contract. So let him go. They paid him $2 million, whatever.
Great deal.
Then, Trey Lance got hurt in the second game. James got hurt in game 13. And then here come Purdy, right? So there it is. Guys get hurt. A rookie gets to play because there's no one left.
I love rookies.
I don't know. Oh no, if Feliciano was healthy, I get the feeling Feliciano would have been starting.
Oh hell yeah!
But we don't know. Either way, Feliciano and Burford were hurt. Pooney got the start, never gave the job back. But if you're an offensive player on the Niners, you better hope everyone in front of you gets hurt, or you ain't gonna play when you're a rookie, unless you're a first round pick. Then you'll get you.
Pooney's Polynesian, correct?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you can't take that job, man.
I believe so.
You never get that job back. That's Pooney's now. Only if he wants to move will somebody get to play there. Which I think he should move to left guard, but that's not up to me. I don't know anything.
That's where my theory, like, we shouldn't draft offensive players. Like,
then change their position.
We need O-line something fierce. Is Kyle going to play O-lineman? Like, well, I don't know.
To be fair, I know this is a Niner channel, but just to know what real problems is, the Browns have to replace every single offensive lineman that starts. That's even worse than we have. Yeah,
I would honestly kind of like to be in that situation.
Full rebuild.
I mean, I like Pooney. Trent Williams, they got some contract thing going on.
Dude, you want me to tell? Should I tell people I emailed you or texted you at 1:30 in the morning and I said I had a bad dream that Trent Williams was traded to the Bears and they won the Super Bowl?
Now, if we trade him, it's like it's a hell of a dead money.
I'm just saying.
Okay, this is the situation. He has a $8 or $9 million cap hit.
Yeah.
Right? He has no guaranteed money left. If we trade him, we take that dead money.
We get some capital. We get some draft capital
trade or
for the
cut.
next couple
If we
years.
trade or cut him, we're taking a big chunk of dead money. Mm-hmm. So the Niners are trying to figure out a way to restructure his contract, possibly sign him for one more year, and then you're just kicking the can down the road there. It's going to happen at some point. We're going to take that dead money at some point.
An old can down that road.
But, I mean, Pooney, I like Pooney. I don't want him going anywhere. He played most of the year with a hurt knee anyway. Mm-hmm. You know what? When it healed up, he started to look good. But that 3-week stay off it injury ended up extending out to most of the season because he couldn't stay off it. He was playing.
Yeah.
Also, Pooney was a tackle, a left tackle, and Burford, when he was in University of Texas, San Antonio, was a left tackle. So we have a bunch of players playing different positions on the line for some reason. And of course, offensive line have to learn how to interchange. I'm not going to get to the boring, like science, why these players are able to interchange different positions, but draft the position and play them correctly. Again, maybe I'm just an old-minded way of how sports in general, but everything has changed now. It's more analytical now, the analytics of stuff now. So maybe the analytics says maybe if you move him over here, he'll still perform really well, but never mind. I'm just ranting.
Well, so Bebop's asking.
I'll tell you, I wrote it in the chat because I was.
No, Bebop's got a thing going on with Steve, but he's saying what free agent wide receiver would you get? I'm saying the market is thin. Juwan Jennings is probably going to price himself out of the 49ers. We have Demarcus Robinson, which
Jinkies.
is a very similar player.
We have him for 2
Um,
years, yeah, right? Don't we?
We have him for next year.
Mhm.
But at this point, our wide receiver core is Ricky Purcell, Demarcus Robinson, Jordan Watkins, Jacob Cowing, and
Who?
Junior Bergen's still on the practice squad.
JR.
But that's our wide receiver core currently, and the free agent market is thin.
Free
there's
agents are trash.
There's a bunch of third wide receiver threes.
Sorry, Steve-O.
You know, I like Steve-O, buddy.
No, but I call people trash, and he's trying. We're trying not to call people trash. I think.
Now this is true. This is also true. Christian Kirk, who's a good wide receiver 2, decent wide receiver 2, good wide receiver 3.
Why?
And I mean, Mike Evans is like 30.
Great ass. Sorry.
Hold on. Did you check out Mike Evans' ass? Is that what's
No.
going on here?
I was talking to Tommy.
It's Tommy.
I thought you actually checked out Mike Evans' ass. I was going to be like, huh? What we got going on here, Kenny?
Tommy.
Oh boy. I'm not going to read that.
The following motion picture has been rated R.
Now, Levi, it shows the vertical for your phone and the normal stream for any other device you have.
Yep.
That's what I got going on there.
CC.
It's a StreamYard thing. They do that now.
I know, like they have like these new options now.
Yep.
So
that's
apparently,
why I got to sit in the middle of my camera, or the vertical camera, which I can see over here on my screen, is like I'll be like half a face there on the vertical. But
hey, real quick, people are saying that the wide receiver, which I agree, the running back, which I agree, and the wide receiver class, which I don't agree, are not very deep. But I actually like a whole bunch of wide receivers. But apparently, the wide receivers isn't deep. I wanted to ask Levi while he was still here what he thought.
If we pick a wide receiver past the first round,
Fifth.
we may never see him. Okay,
I
he
know.
might not
Fifth.
ever hit the field.
That's why I don't do it until the 5th, 6th, 7th. Then, like, don't use a 3rd round pick on a guy we're not going to play, like Dontrell Willis or Jake Booty or
Kamla too.
Cam Drop 2. Exactly.
I may not do a lot of scouting reports like I used to, but I do have to agree. Like, I wish. Anyway, but
yeah, they're off.
All these receivers who are they basically force their eligibility. They're not able to return to college, but the ones who would play like 2 years, or like redshirt and then or 3 full seasons, they would immediately go to the draft. A lot of the good receivers are going to stay in college. Now, I will say this: in 2 years. In 2 years, there's a very dangerous wide receiver in Miami. He was only 18 years old, and he broke a bunch of records this year. That's how good these guys can be. But depending on what all these receivers in the future want to do, like it's not like a draft class where like boom, this guy, boom, I want him on my team. It's like this year, like you got
3 guys, like 3 guys. I feel that way about.
Yeah. So, yep.
But I still think it's deep. Like, again, if your quarterback has time, if your coach is scheming people open, then a lot of these wide receivers are fine. But, I'm not a scout. I'm not a coach. So.
They're not bad, Kenny. I agree. They're not bad, but they're not like.
Yeah, there's no crazy separators. And,
they're not like Justin Jefferson or Larry Fitzgerald, like guys like you want.
Not even the top 3 guys in this are anywhere close to what those guys were when they came out. So I get it. Yeah, I know. There is a lot of guys I like, though. I think there's a lot of people like, and we'll see what they do in a couple months, hopefully. Unless you come to the Niners, then we probably won't see you.
I'm just watching this. Sorry, I was watching this wild motorcycle police chase in Brazil.
Oh no, that's like every day in Brazil.
It was just 2 guys on a motorcycle. I'm like, My first thought was, why doesn't he just roll up and yank the second guy off? Ouch. But
Jousting should come back to that. Should be in the Olympics, in my opinion. But whatever.
I mean, I look at this wide receiver class. Like, there's a few guys I like. I don't think it's like deep, but there's a few guys I like, and they're not even first rounders.
I can pick 20 guys. I could pick 20 guys, but I had 20
defensive
last year.
line wise. There's a few guys I like that are not slated to be first or second rounders. There's offensive linemen, but those guys are probably going to be gone round 2.
I think we should
because of how NFL teams value offensive line. Everyone but us, though. I could probably put on 110 pounds, which that would be. I'm looking down at my body like, man, that would be tough. But I could put on 110 pounds and be the only 5'9.5" guy out there. Brock Purdy be able to see over me. I'd be like the stump, though. They're not coming through.
I could put weight on pretty quickly. I'm not gonna lie.
How could you get leverage if you're a 6'6", 320-pound guy on a guy that's 5'9", 310? You're not going to get leverage on that guy.
You need insane bend. You need insane bend.
You would need jumping abilities. Just jump over him. But what happens if he grabs? Oh,
you're nutsack. Yeah. Most of those guys don't wear cuffs. I don't know what they're doing out there.
No, you're not. But you're not getting to him. I wonder. That'd probably be an unsportsmanlike conduct, like flag. But I don't care.
Unnecessary roughness to the huevos. It's probably that's a 25-yarder.
This is true. We're talking about a first round and a second round pick. And McGlinchey is actually better in Denver because I think our offensive line coach is mid.
Oh, boy.
I do. I think the guy's mid. They just hired an assistant to try to boost the performance in that department.
Is that Capers or is that another different position?
I would have to look up the name. Look up the name.
We hired like an old legend, like a really old legend.
Forrester, bro, just retire. Okay, like get someone else in that position because obviously you said, oh, I would rather have guys that have the balls in their hands than an offensive lineman. Okay. How are you supposed to get the ball in their hands if your quarterback doesn't have the time to throw it to them?
That'd be a globetrotter.
There's the thing. I got a thing going here. It's called common sense.
How do you feel about this?
We have 2 good offensive linemen, and that's if they restructure Trent.
Yeah.
The rest of the guys, they re-signed Pleasance, who did decent in the backup role. They re-signed Brock Purdy's roommate, Nick Zakel.
Got it. Someone has to do Brock's
For some reason,
laundry.
we still have Brendel on the 53-man roster. Although they could cut him, save a couple $1 million on the cap, and not see like I think his dead cap money is like $1 million. It's something stupid low. But they could literally move on from Brendel this year and not see. You would hardly even see the repercussion.
Hey, real quick, would you? I know how everyone loves Trent Williams, but here's what I propose. What if Cleveland wanted to give you their 6th and their 24th pick for Trent Williams and Dominic Pooney? Would you do it?
No.
I'm a yes. Go.
Look, let me think.
You can get 2.
To die?
You can get 2 guards, even though nobody likes. You can get 2 linemen, even though nobody likes the linemen in this draft. You can get 2 young linemen for the next 4 years, super cheap. You got Brock's super expensive contract. You know what I'm saying? You get rid of the Trent stuff.
Dude. But look, we get rid of
Pooney Fano and
Trent.
Lomu.
Hold on. We get rid of Pooney and Williams.
Yes,
for guys we're drafting that we don't know what are going to do.
They're going to develop into
that's a very
incredible
uncomfortable situation for me.
Sometimes you have to put the brakes on and think about the future and not just try and win a Super Bowl every single year because it's kind of impossible. But we do it. We do it
especially
anyway.
especially with how
We do it
injured our
anyway.
team gets.
We do it every year anyway. It
Um,
doesn't matter. We're winning the Super Bowl every year. Revenge Tour 9.0. Let's go. Bang, bang, Niner game.
I see, yeah, like 10.0, isn't it? Kyle's 10.
I don't
know.
9, I think. I think he actually has one more year. And right, it is 9. I think this is 9. He gets one more, and Lynch is probably gone at the end of this year.
2027
if something doesn't
is
happen.
Shanahan's last year. 2026.
Yeah. No.
This year
well,
is
no.
Lynch's last season.
I'm not saying tank either, though. But at some point, you have to be like, look, we're not going to win the Super Bowl every year. And we, like, sadly, historically, that's been proven. So something has to be different. I mean, we have to rebuild young. It's something we haven't done in a while. But when we did, we went to the Super Bowl. A young rebuild.
Steve-O brings up an excellent point. Browns would only trade for another QB.
Well, yeah. Hey, throw in Mac Jones. Throw in Mac Jones.
Just like
Keep
they're going to
Dominic
draft.
Cooney.
They're going to draft Simpson with that early pick.
Keep Pooty, take Jones. And they give us Shador, and we're set for life. We're done. Legendary for the next 12 years. Super Bowls.
Oh, that would be bad for Shador Sanders if he comes to San Francisco because Kyle has a specific way he wants his quarterbacks to play.
Yeah, but that's the best part. That's like every movie where you see the quarterback tells the coach to F off and does whatever he wants, and the team loves him for it. Perfect Shador situation. Let's go, Shador.
Well,
Bang, bang, Niner
keep
game.
in mind, we drafted Curtis Rourke late last year.
That's true. I forgot. We don't need anybody now.
They opened up his practice window so they could get a look at him. And it's like he is our future QB2.
That's interesting.
He wasn't bad in Indiana. He actually played with an ACL, which I don't know how the hell he did that.
And he played playoff games in NIL. So it's like
so did
the
Michael
guy has
Williams.
experience.
Michael Williams also did that his senior year, and he also missed time his rookie year. So, I mean, do we really want to keep doing this?
Nick
Martin,
Williams had a
Nick
hold
Martin.
on. He had a high ankle sprain. That's what he was playing with.
Yeah, I had a little sprain one time, and it ended my entire basketball career. I'm just saying, like, you play on something when you're hurt, you think that it's okay. That's great. I don't think your doctor would agree, but you do you.
Dude, I put a car down on my ankle.
Oh.
And it wasn't on purpose. I just repainted a car and I was putting it back together because the proper way to do that, folks, is you completely disassemble the car.
Were you painting flames on it though? Be honest.
No, I was just painting. I was just painting it the stock color because it's like it was a bad luck car. It had been in a few wrecks. It had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5
Wrecks?
different colors
Oh.
for body parts. 5 different colors on it, and I was like, "Yeah, I'm sick of this. I'm going to paint this thing." So I got some paint and I painted it.
Pink.
And it looked like it had a sheet of water. I put so much clear on it. It looked like it had like a sheet of water sitting on the car.
Clear coat. You clear coated it.
It was a good looking car when I got done with it.
When you stopped it, did you slide?
Years somehow didn't get in a wreck, which is amazing for that car. Like I got in 8 wrecks and none of them were my fault. I got rear-ended. Someone ran a stop sign and I couldn't see them because there was big trucks on my right. They ran the stop sign and hit my front end. I mean, it was all stuff like that. But
how many times that you were in an accident was there a lady?
You know the crazy part?
We're gonna get to the bottom of this. We're gonna get to the bottom of this.
I got rid of that car. I got rear-ended in my Frontier in 2011. I got rid of that car in 2006. I got rear-ended in my Frontier in 2011. Right now, I'm knocking on wood.
Pause.
Because nothing happens. It was a bad luck car. Okay.
Yeah. Audis are bad luck for me. Audi. I can't be in no Audis. Multiple wrecks.
Need to move the X before you paint. Yeah, Steve-O, I was putting a door back on, which the doors on cars are heavier than you think.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they are, especially on Camaros.
My leg actually got trapped under the door, and I had to pick the whole car up to get it out. But that's how the car weight got on my ankle, and it just devastated.
You want to hear a story about one summer, me and a friend and his father rebuild like a very cheap car. We basically one day went to the junkyard because they were looking for something, and they found a bunch of pieces, which a car, and they found the shell of it. So we somehow got into a truck and we bought some parts and we put a car together. I was horrible at it, but my buddy and his dad had a really good time, like bonding, building something. I miss those moments. Like I miss those fun moments where like you build things with your hands.
Yes.
What's up, Gerdo?
I miss those days.
Hey, my
What up,
peoples.
buddy?
So,
Can everybody hear me? Am I good?
Yep.
oh yeah.
Awesome.
So, are we doing a draft tonight or not tonight?
We can draft, baby.
That's
draft.
Saturday night, and I still
Oh.
don't have a.
Oh,
I
wow.
haven't scheduled anybody yet.
Let's not
Okay.
draft.
I don't know.
Let's
Yeah, I haven't
draft.
scheduled a guest yet. I haven't tried. I need to.
Put on your red shoes and dance the blues.
Just draft.
But
That's a good intro, though, isn't it? Like for a show.
man. Yeah, we need to clip that up, David. He give you ideas.
Oh yeah, there it is. I gotta remember. Now I'll take a picture now, so I
It's
remember.
like Eddie Murphy. Yep. I ideas just popping off on my head. Just what's up, fellas? Ain't seen y'all in a while, man. Good to see you guys. Good to see everybody out there.
Thank you.
I have been dealing with the weather that is the East Coast and work and everything since the end of and Seattle winning the Super Bowl in our field.
But we tax the hell out of them for it, though.
now,
Did we-
Terradome,
Good. Yeah. I hope they owe money.
buddy, does it really matter that they won it at our field? How many
That-
Super Bowls
That
are played
doesn't
in
matter to
Seattle?
me, but I mean, I could see why they would like it.
I know it just hurt though. It could have been any field. It could have been FedEx Field. Could have been Miami, New Orleans, whatever. It just that our field. You popping cigars. You popping bottles and popping cigars. And
Yeah, but not Candlestick though. It didn't happen at Candlestick. Just saying.
they never had a Super Bowl at Kansas. So
Yeah, so it doesn't count. The substation stadium doesn't count.
the substation. Okay, well, but you know how they are.
Yeah.
You know how those people are.
Hey, and I've actually done research into that substation thing, Terradome, and it's always been there. We've always practiced across from it.
Okay.
But in 2014, the substation was upgraded severely.
Yes, sir.
Mm-hmm.
That's it.
To be extra dangerous.
Yeah, 2,000%. I seen.
Why are you
Chase,
guys here today? We're making this more dangerous.
tweet, and it's a little different. The substation before was just a telephone pole and a doghouse, but in 2014 that thing became a internet farm.
Mm.
Which is a little different, and it could be for everybody who says it ain't it could possibly not be it, but I just want my little peace of mind to say some scientists,
Somebody,
Dr. Pepper, Dr. Dre, somebody to say this has no effect.
How about if we all listen?
Human
This is serious. What if we all mailed Neil deGrasse Tyson a personal letter? I guarantee you that he would answer that question for us, and he would do it on one of your shows. He would do it on one of your shows too.
He is
Yeah,
awesome.
he's awesome like that.
He is. He'll get you an answer. He'll get you a serious answer. That's all I want. That's all I want.
So this is off topic. So you bring up Neil deGrasse Tyson. If you guys want to check out his 2 series that he made.
Star Talk.
No, the one called Cosmos
okay.
that came out in 2014, and
Yeah,
he did a follow up in 2020. In one of the episodes, they talked about magnetic fields and all that stuff. And one of the scientists who was basically, this is before modern technology and all, like the safety stuff. because he was around magnets and electricity and all that stuff, he developed at the time, a very rare form of cancer, which later, decades later, centuries later, was found out that, being around any type of magnetic pulses and all this stuff is not good for the body. And so because of his research, we have made magnetics and electricity, all that stuff, more safer being around humans, but it's still bad for the body. But we live in a modern technology. I would recommend, if you guys want to know about magnetics and electricities and substations,
Magnetic.
And I think they have it free on Tubi. It's good. They talk about the science stuff and the
I think you're right.
Yeah, but there's one wonderful episode where there was a child. He was an orphan in Europe, and then he was always exposed to magnetic, and then he died at the time, which is like in his 50s, which was a long life, like in the 1400s. Says a lot about like what that thing can do for the body.
All right, Steve-O's asking. Steve-O's asking. We can go around the horn. Terradome, we can start with you.
All right.
What position do y'all have the Niners drafting first? Now, I know what you want.
Right, that's what
I know what I want.
Good. All right.
But what's gonna happen?
Yeah, what's gonna if you're asking me my prediction, how we do it, how we do things, you're looking at KC Concepcion or possibly Mr. Boston out of Washington. We have a tendency of just going that wide receiver, and that's the end all be all, and so shall the roads never meet. But I and probably David McNatter and probably a lot of other older, more astute fans, I'd be looking at just the best possible player available that can be sensational and not rotational or not situational. Ooh,
yeah,
that's what I want. I want an all-pro in the first round. That's my line of thinking.
Generational player.
Yeah. Get that guy. Get that
as
guy
close to that guy as possible.
All-pro, perennial Pro Bowler. I don't care what position he. Just get the best possible guy.
That would be nice.
That's me.
And
but
that's what I'd like to see too. I honestly think they're going wide receiver. Concepcion, I know he's a big playmaker.
He's Sally,
but he also drops a lot of balls too.
I know.
So it's like, I don't know about him. I'm kind of on the fence about that guy.
Yeah,
but
personally,
you and
I have always wide receiver. We've been together, but if you ask me what the Shanahan regime likes to do, they like to stir it up. They like to go to a receiver that they're not gonna possibly play, and he's gonna have drawbacks, and
he'll be fourth option. He'll be fourth option at best.
He'll be fourth option. They'll do. They usually do, yeah.
And you know what I want us to draft is the best offensive lineman available.
That's a good idea.
But that's not going to happen. It's going to be a wide receiver.
That probably is it. That's why I haven't been so enthusiastic the last 2 or 3 weeks. I know how we do. We got wonderful guys. Shout out to Wayne Breezy. Who else? Brad Graham and Johnny Dales and all these wonderful content creators who go down to the Super Bowl, the Senior Bowl, and say, "Hey, man, this guy, he's
Darwin's Raven.
All those guys." And I love what you guys do, and you're doing it correctly. You're doing it properly. You're doing it wonderfully. but y'all know how we do. History is best rewarder of our research, and we've seen time and time again. Offensive line is not a priority. You can throw anybody in
Not
there.
even to our offensive line coach. It's not a priority.
Yeah,
He said it himself live on
yeah.
TV.
And the guys have got on me for being a little hard on Chris Forrester. I've been out on him for a couple of years. I know it's just their philosophy. The shout out KRS-One, the rapper. My philosophy is just they don't think it's that, but man, go back and look at Seattle. Look at Seattle's picks: 21, 23, 25. They're going first and third on offensive line talent, and it shows up here in 25, man.
Where's Eric Wallace? Where's Eric Wallace when you need him? Because I told him that for the last 2 years that his team was killing it.
I've been
and it was a year away.
Yeah, man.
And they were a year earlier than I thought. I didn't think they could do it this year, but I thought by next year Seattle would be pretty disgusting.
They gave him a year early, and they've arrived, and they're not looking like they want to give up the crown anytime soon.
What's crazy is that Torrey Horton, one of the wide receivers they drafted,
I love him. Colorado State,
5 touchdowns in like 5 games or less, and then he got hurt for the rest of the season. Can you imagine? That dude was still there.
But he's tough, and he's so good. He's so.
Yeah. Oh, he would have had over 10 touchdowns his rookie year.
Man, yeah, right,
easily.
Right. I saw him when he played. I tell you, when I saw him, they played Colorado. I was watching Shador and Dion and everything.
Oh, that Colorado. One game, the good game.
Yeah. Colorado versus Colorado State. It was a wonderful game. Colorado prevailed. And I was looking at the Colorado State guys. I'm like, oh my God, they got ball players all over this place.
Yeah, they were keeping it. They made that a game. It was a great game to watch. Great highlight game.
So Kenny.
Yeah.
The question.
Oh yeah, I forgot. So what I want is what I want, not what they'll do. So what I want is I want to get either like Monroe Freeling or Caleb Lomu if he can drop that far. I'd take Max Ianacor, the raw African guy, the next Mailata. I would love to have that guy. And if some interior linemen fall also, if like Vega's there or someone like Besantis even, I would take Besantis. I know Jennings Dunker, a lot of people like. I'm not 100% in on the Jennings Dunker yet, but so many people like him, and I don't hate him. He's also up there for someone that would be really nice on the Niners. I've seen him coaching other players on the team while he's learning himself. That shit is like, look, I got this, so let me help you.
Yeah.
Okay, like I got this shit, so this is let me help you with this. And then he's still learning himself, but that's I saw his interview. I'm not gonna try and be a dick here, but he's a little like my weightlifting roommate in college. Like I'm not insulting anybody's intelligence, but he's a little like silly, a little goofy. I don't know how serious he is. Okay. And you gotta love football.
Yeah.
Breathe it, eat it, drink it, whatever. And I don't know if I see that yet, but I hope he's that guy. I haven't seen that much on him yet. But anyway, I'm just saying, obviously, offensive line, but they're going to take a wide receiver. And they're going to take a wide receiver like Eli Surratt or Omar Cooper Jr., the two people from Indiana, or like Chris Bell maybe, but Chris Bell is hurt. And so the Niners might take him because that's what the Niners do. They take people who fall because they like Chris Bell otherwise might be one of the top 3 wide receivers in this draft for a lot of people. And so he's someone that if he falls and he's there for the Niners, they'll be like, yo, Chris Bell would be one of the top 3 wide receivers in this draft, but was hurt last year, so that's why he's not. We got to take him. And they'll do something like that. So, but O-line for me.
All right, John Jay, buddy.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so what position do you all have the Niners drafting first?
So what I want the Niners to do, if I was GM of the team, right now our weakest area in all the positions is wide receiver. It's very, very thin. It's a very thin wide receiving group. A lot of them who are at the bottom of the depth chart haven't played. And so we have to address the weakest area, which is wide receiver. Now, I've always said this, and I'm going to continue to say it, is that whoever we draft will not be a player that will be someone that will leave an impact. Will they play? Probably, but they always draft for next year. And so what I see the 49ers doing, and this might be the hot take of the show, because I love to do hot takes sometimes. Trent
takes.
Williams is getting older. His contract is almost over. I don't know if they're going to convert Dominic Puni back to his original spot, but they might start realizing, you know what, our best offensive line player is almost there. They may throw like a crazy curveball, and my hot take is that we're going to get Trent Williams' replacement. That's my hot take of this video.
Nice.
And there you go, Steve. We have a consensus going on with wide receiver.
Can I ask one more question for the whole panel?
We told you our once, but we have a consensus going on here.
So David, can we go around the horn again? I just have a question. What trade would you guys do for the Niners? Who wants to start? Like, what trade are you thinking of any trade that you would do for the Niners?
I'd love Max Crosby, man.
Okay.
I'd love him here. If we need to just give up the first, because I look at it as this: you're looking to get a potential All-Pro, a Pro Bowler, a perennial All-Pro who can solidify and help and finally be that piece that we need complementary to Nick Bosa. If you could draft it in say you had the first pick overall, you would go out and get that. Well, you can't. And at 27, you can get that guy. So trade out, get that guy, bring him to the San Francisco 49ers, who finished last or next to last, I think, in sacks.
Sacks, dead last. Myles Garrett had more sacks than we did.
Get that guy, man. Get that guy. And the pushback is going to be, well, we need people all over. How do you eat a whale? One piece at a time.
Yeah.
If you need everything, just start with the one piece. And it is formidable for the San Francisco 49ers in week, I'd say 5 or 6, to say they have two of the best pass rushers in the National Football League on one team, one on one side and one at the other. Now, are the DBs lacking a little bit? Are the wide receivers lacking a little bit?
They'll automatically get better.
Linebackers, yeah, probably. But I know when it comes on, dun, 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 the San Francisco 49ers have the best tandem of defensive ends in the National Football League. I want to take care of that.
Yeah, that'd be nice.
Let me have that, and then I'll figure out the rest.
Yeah.
Or if it would linebackers, the San Francisco 49ers have the best linebacking core in the business. I'll figure that out, and I'll figure everything else out. But give me the best tandem of either wide receivers, the best tandem of defensive backs, the best tandem of defensive. Give me something that I can hang my hat on, and then we'll fill in the rest. We used to argue about, well, is it really the pass rush, or is it that the DBs are making the pass rush look good? Or we would say, is it our defensive backs, or is it that the defensive line is getting? We used to argue, is it pass rush or is it the back end? I want to be back on those days. Just get me some crew that is formidable and premier in the National Football League, and we will fill in the rest. I don't want to hear about we need this and we need that. Let's address a position. Address can be put on a pig, but it's not gonna win the beauty contest.
Nope.
You can address something with just another guy. You can address something with the second guy, second string. Let's be great at something, and then continue moving on and filling the pieces. That's me.
And I mean, when it comes to Max Crosby, if you look at the 49ers and Oakland Raiders trade history, I just said it. There's nothing.
Yeah.
Talking about Jerry
Al
Rice?
Davis and Ed DeBartolo Jr. did not get along.
Yep.
And that might have carried over to Mark Davis and Jed York. So I don't see us being able to actually trade for him.
I think
You know.
Juice said that already. I think
Here's
Juice
the-
kind of
Yeah.
Here's the rub.
touched on it.
I'll just add this quick caveat. There's a guy named Tom Brady who's there now. And I know how everybody feels. You think Tom Brady is this patriot. I've been arguing this since 2002, and I told all you MFers, Tom Brady is a 49er at heart. And if you looked at Rise of the 49ers, that San Mateo, California kid whose dad had season tickets to the game, I told y'all it is Hugh and ITY. I told y'all.
All he wanted was a
That
foam finger. All he
dude
wanted was a
is-
foam finger.
All he wanted was a foam finger, 4 years old, born August 3rd, 1977. That's why he's my GOAT. The book is behind me. I told y'all that dude is a 49er at heart, man. And he was talking about when they won in 94 and how him and his friends went to I think a bar or a club or something in 94, 95 when we won that Super Bowl with Dion and them, how they partied. And just look at Rise of the 49ers, guys. Just stop the hate and stop this stupid sugar honey iced tea. The guy just wanted to be a 49er. That guy is that's my dude, man. That's my GOAT. That's my GOAT. And I've been telling them since 2002, 2003, arguing with uncles, arguing with everybody else on the internet. OG 49er. You cussed at me that night when I said we should bring him in instead of keeping Jimmy G. You said some terrible things, OG 49er, whatever your name is. You're a footnote now, but I told you that guy is crazy about the San Francisco 49ers, and he was what we needed. That's why we're missing the 6th ring. I'll leave it at that.
Aaron Rodgers too. He wanted to be a Niner too.
When it comes to your question, Kenny, you know, about like I don't know what player I want because I have to look and see, you know, so I haven't really thought about that question. But I do want to address something with Terradome because this actually happened to me in real life. I'm not doubting that Tom Brady and his family love the 49ers because his dad, I actually met his dad. It's a very funny story. Now, if anybody wants to know the story, maybe we talk later after the show, but my interaction with his father was he saw me, I had a 49ers hat on. And he, you know, said, you know, some very choice words about the organization, how he felt that the team, you know, like, you know, screwed him, blah, blah. You know, I'm not gonna get to, but he was not in a really happy mood. And Tom Brady has also had some personal feelings about that. Now, I'm not saying that he still has those feelings, but in his mind, like he says, like all these, and he also like blasted the other 29 or the other 31 other teams. I didn't pick them, but it hurt more that the team that his parents invested a lot to go.
Yep.
his parents didn't have like the best luxury seats at Candlestick Park, but they sat up in the 200s. And so I understand the frustration. Now, that was not a really great interaction that I had with his dad because he kind of ticked me off the wrong way. And so, I understand the frustration that some people gave you some hard time, but my interaction with his father will never change the way. Like, I think that they're bitter. And because, like, what kind of interaction would you have with a random person who you do not know? And you start saying some very rude stuff to a person. And I'm like, dude, I understand you're and I even said this with all my, like, your son got drafted. He won Super Bowls. He's making millions of dollars. I don't know why you're taking your frustration out on me. I'm just a fan of the team. And so it wasn't the best interaction. So I will only tell you how I saw that interaction. I could be wrong, but that says a lot about how he feels about the team. Maybe he loves the team way too much, and his dream was probably like not going to happen. But chill. Your son is a Hall of Famer. He's a part owner of a team. He married a supermodel. Come on, man. Your son won in life.
He did.
Yeah, he did.
He did, but he did it in spite of, not because of. And we had an opportunity to get the GOAT instead of getting an alpaca farmer named Giovanni Carmazzi. And we passed that up.
But just the reason we did though is because Bill Walsh pretty much demanded that we take him.
And that's gonna be on Bill. That's gonna be on them. But
B-dubs.
I understand if it's my son, and I've given every ounce I can to the San Francisco 49ers to include season ticket holder, and you pass him up for Giovanni Carmazzi, you're gonna get this work. You're gonna get this work every time I see you. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I totally understand. Mm-hmm. And if you can't get into that realm of thinking, JJ, please go out and have a son, man. I'm 56 years in the game now. Let me see you do something to Isaiah, my youngest, or DeAndre, my youngest. Let me see you pass them over after I have paid. I guess back then it was $1,000 a year or something like that, and he, right in your backyard. He played for Michigan. You were looking for a quarterback, and you passed him up. Oh, please believe.
The thing is that Tom Brady wanted to go.
Every time you talk to me, oh, you gonna hear it. You gonna get this work. Yeah.
I think Brady wanted to go to Notre Dame and then to the Niners.
Tom Brady produced the whole thing, the rise of the 49ers. His name is all over. You see the kids love him. And he ain't a kid, he a grown man. Yeah. He the GOAT, but I sense, see, this the thing here, and I'm sorry for going long, Dave, but this the thing here. People think that loyalty and faithfulness is all about, well, I was born in Northern California, so I love the 49ers. No, it's more from a kid from Richmond, Virginia, or Mississippi, or St. Louis, or New York, or something like that. It means more to us that out of all the 31 teams, including the ones closest to us, we chose the San Francisco 49ers. Not because we were born there, not because we're from there, but we endured ourselves to the fact of what we saw and know as football. That's more than that. We made a choice. We could go in and we could say, oh, well, I like Seattle this week. I like Kansas City. We can say, I like the Redskins or the Commanders. I like New York. I was born in Richmond. I could like anybody I want. I like the Carolina Panthers. I live in Carolina. No, dude. No. We chose you, And it means more when you chose it, when you adopt it. That's it. That's my man.
That's why-
Valley State.
That's why
my
I'm a
dude.
49er fan.
That's
That's
my
why
dude.
I'm a 49er fan.
That's my dude.
Mhm.
Yeah, it mean more. It mean more than you'll ever know.
So I would like to, because I actually live here, and Tom Brady, is Northern California, San Mateo, not that far. And I was having this conversation with some other non-49er fans because they wanted to know why I liked the team. I said, I'm from the area. Come on, dumb question. But I said that in this area, the Bay Area, and I don't know about anywhere else because I haven't traveled outside the state of California. We love our teams. We love the Warriors, even when they were god awful. We love the Giants, but we know that they're from New York. We love the Giants. We love the 49ers, not because of Super Bowl. We just love sports. Sports is an identity here in the Bay. You can be in San Jose and love those teams a little bit up north. You can be in Fresno and you can love those teams up north. It's a pride thing up here. I'm not saying that people who live in Fresno don't love the Southern California teams, but I'm saying that it's a pride thing. Like when you're born, if you have a parent that's a sports fan, when they're a baby, they put that cap on your head. They train you to wear that. They want you to love that. And you could talk to like thousands of people in San Francisco, and they'll tell you the same thing. When I was born, I was enlisted, and it's who you are. No disrespect to the other teams in the rest of the United States, but again, I don't know how everything else, but here in Northern California, we embrace the Sharks. We even embrace that Major League Soccer team, which is god awful. We embraced these teams because they were bad and they were part of us. And then the Giants won 3 titles. The Warriors started winning. They were like, this kid, Steph Curry, he's injury prone. He's too skinny. Years later, everyone's talking about him in the Hall of Fame. If you don't know those stories, and again, not everyone is a Warrior or Giants fan like I am.
And John Jay, I'm not gonna besmirch, bemoan, or belittle your love for that, but get outside of yourself for a moment. I could go my dad was the biggest Cowboy fan ever. He had me a Cowboy fan when I was a little boy. But there's a verse in the Bible that says, when I was a child, I thought as a child, I spoke as a child, understood as a child. But when I became a man, I put away childish things. And when I learned of the greatness of these teams behind me, the banners are behind me. I can't hide from them. You see you see the Lakers, and you see the San Francisco 49ers. When I became of age and understood what sports and greatness was, I chose those 3 teams. And I stay with them right now before you 56 years old. And if I go today or tomorrow, the flowers and the arrangements will have these 3 teams behind me. It means Dad could have put, he wanted to put, and he did put that the Cowboy logo on me. My mom is a Cowboy fan. Everybody, Cowboys or Redskins in my neck of the woods. But what I'm saying, it took a love, it took an understanding for me, my cousin, and my other cousin, Emmanuel and Mike, who played college football, to understand the 49ers is where it's at, baby. And that's how we run. That's big, man. That's real big. And if can't nobody get it, I'm so sorry.
When I first started watching football, the Giants were on top. I could have easily just liked the Giants, but I was like, this team is trash. And I used to say trash when I was a little boy. I used to say trash.
LT.
It's a little guy.
I can understand. I can understand why my son liked the Carolina Panthers. He crazy about Cam Newton.
Well,
I showed
at the time.
I showed him Cam Newton in Auburn, and he just fell in love with Cam Newton, and that's all he know. And he will argue to his wits end that Cam Newton is the greatest of all time.
Mhm.
My other son loves Jackson, Lamar Jackson. He's a Baltimore Raven.
Mhm.
You can't tell him nothing
Yep.
about Lamar. But
Mm.
me, man, you don't know what it's like to be behind enemy lines and nobody else is on your side. You're standing alone.
Mhm.
And you the lone 49er in the house. You the lone Hurricane in the house. You the lone Laker in the house.
So
If I want it real
That's what
quick,
I
and then
can
I'll John Jay real quick because it's just 1 second. When I was little, if I wanted to watch the Niners, guys, I had to watch the Jets or the Giants as well. So that's rough. Think about that.
wow. So you want to hear a great story, and I hope my words didn't uh disrespect anybody. I'm not. I don't believe anyone in here like just bandwagon the team. I think I believe everyone loves the team for whatever their reasons. But in 2011, when everybody was arguing, like, we got Harbaugh, Alex Smith is still the quarterback. Someone from the Giants, I mean, not the Giants, the Niners went to Washington, D.C. for some reason. Maybe like they had family out there. And they saw a bunch of people who they thought were like tourists from the Bay Area. They said, oh, no, we live in the D.C. area. And so it made like the local news over here in 2011. And he basically was like talking to them, and he told, I met some fans who I thought were from the Bay Area, but they were from the DC area. And so he asked us one question. He says, it must suck that you guys live out here where the Washington Commanders play. And they say, yes, it sucks. It sucks, but they just love the team, like, and it's like college football. Like, it's like college football. Like, you don't need to live somewhere to like a team. And I used to remember, like, before everybody was on YouTube, there was no StreamYard, like a more simple time. Every time I would watch a road game, and for us, it's 10 o'clock in the morning, which sucks.
Yeah.
Every game and every stadium that the Niners played in, there were 49er fans in there. So I always knew that there were fans outside the Bay Area. And I was like, aha, we can make fun of those other teams because there are more fans over there before all these content creators. This is when people didn't have like all these new like streaming stuff and like websites for people to connect to watch the games. It really shows you that to be a fan of a team and you live like thousands of miles away, that's dedication.
Yeah, it
That's
is.
dedication.
That's all thank you. That's all I've been trying to convey. That's true dedication. That's true knowledge. I had to dig to get research to find who's my starting lineup and stuff. Y'all got it on your local news. You see every game when it comes on. We had Redskin games, dude. We had Carolina Panthers games, dude. I got to buy the package. I got to find or watch Howard Cosell of ABC Sports do the halftime highlights. That was my feed. Sports Illustrated, Peter King. I had to learn the beat writers. I had to go and actually get newspapers and magazines and buy that to find out what was going on with the San Francisco 49ers. That's a lot harder than,
Yo, but also, I don't know about where you were, Terradome, but where I was, obviously it's New York area, so like there's going to be every team, but it wasn't easy finding Niner stuff. And back then, like you either had to mail money in an envelope to a strange address,
yes,
and pray they sent you a jersey back, or call someone and like give them your number of your credit card over the phone, like that shit. Like, and so we didn't do that because we didn't trust it so much. We were just,
and it was so hard times. Yeah, man, that's harder being 3,000 miles away. It's a lot harder. You really dedicated to the cause.
A letter.
You good. It's also
writing, licking.
Internet. I could go to websites and see stuff
office.
now, but dude, back then, no, dude.
Yeah,
you better wait till Monday Night Football or the playoffs or something to find out everything that was going on And
Yeah, so check this out. Did you have a starter jacket? Most of us had a
Of
starter
course.
jacket. Okay, so that was hard to find, but my mom got it for Christmas, and she's like, "I'm sorry, honey, they didn't have the red one. They only had the black one." And I was like, "Yeah,
Yeah,
the black one was so dope," and I was like, "Thank
Man.
you." It's like-
man, my mom needed a raincoat for me when I was a kid, and she went out and got a Miami Dolphin raincoat. And
That's
my
good because
dad,
only wear it when it rains. So that's
my dad looked at that thing and said, "Hell to the no! You will
Out of the
not
house.
have this in my house."
Yeah.
So this is in heaven. There is Tom Landry, and then there is this guy, Hubert Terra Sr. I'm telling you, this is the ultimate for me to stand up and say, "Dad, I'm a 49er and I will live and die with that." You have no idea. You have no idea with the boldness and the conviction that I had to have to pronounce this in front of God and everybody. Dude. Trust me, Master Sergeant Hubert Terra, God rest.
My mom was a Cowboys fan, so
Yeah,
because she was from the 70s and that was her team. So that's what it was.
yeah, and they were dope. They were.
Yeah, they were.
They were.
So, you guys got any other thoughts going on here? I'm about to get on out of here because I'm tired. I started cutting coffee off early and I get tired.
Come on.
Well,
Hey, I don't
I
get to
didn't-
see you nothing but a little bit of time.
I actually
Go
didn't
ahead.
get to say my trade.
Can you make it Saturday?
I never got to say my trade.
I think so. Yeah, give me your trade, Kenny. I yield
Okay.
to the gentleman in New Jersey, New York.
We're gonna trade Trent Williams and Brandon Ayuk to the Cleveland Browns for their first 3 picks, 6, 24, and 39. And we're gonna rebuild this team, baby, and go to the Super Bowl. Let's go.
That would
Now,
be bold.
getting the 6th overall pick, you're gonna get one of the better tackles in the draft.
Well, we're gonna have to give up our first, but still, I'm just saying, yeah, 6, 24, and 39 for our first, BA and Trent. I like it. Just saying.
I would take it. That is a trade. You
That's
are
a-
willing to do. You're J.R. Ewing. If this,
I'm rich. I don't care. I don't give a F. I'm rich. I'm rich,
mean,
bitch. That's what
like
Jerry
at
did
that
last
point-
time. Jerry did. He's like, Micah, get out of here. Give me the piece. Give me the capital. Get your injured ass over there. We don't know you're injured.
yeah, we already bad, so
And
it
it
doesn't matter. Let me get this and this and this. I like it
Yeah,
though.
we'll
I like
see.
it.
Yeah.
You never know, buddy. Like, all right, March 9th is the free agency tampering period. That's when news will start
Legal.
coming out.
Legal tampering, but they tampering now.
And
already.
March 11th is the start of the new year. So that's when teams will be making cap casualties, cutting players. We'll have some news coming out. You know,
Gonna be nice.
and you never know who a team's going to cut that we're going to say, thank you.
Oh yeah, I can't wait till
Right?
the free agency is done and all the tags have been applied or whatever, and we know exactly what everyone needs now for the draft, and we can really get into the draft once we know what everybody really
Yes,
needs.
that's true. That's true too. That's
Yes,
true.
sir.
Yeah,
Yes, sir. That's
All
a
right.
big period.
Hey,
can't wait.
everybody, tune in Saturday night. We'll be having our mock draft series show with Terradome being GM of the 49ers.
Nice.
So everybody have a fantastic week. We'll be here next week. We always are. There's always something to talk about. Maybe next week I won't start off the show with a rant, but I think you missed it.
You're supposed to,
Terradome.
hey, Dave.
I think you
it's your
should do it
show.
every week.
This is your segment. You do what you
Yeah.
do. Whatever you feeling, you go, man.
Yeah. You should start with a rant.
I
every
did. I
week.
started off with a
Everything.
rant. I was on fire.
I was like, what's going on?
I'm a run it back. Check you out.
Yeah, before we even started.
All
we were
right.
going.
All right, folks. Hey, everybody have a fantastic week. Don't forget to tune in Saturday night. Terradome, you on tomorrow morning?
Get to work.
I'm you know what? I'm going on. We're gonna talk about a couple things and you know, it's combine time, it's the underwear Olympics, and everything changes once they see 4-3.
And wait till we see all the 5'9" guys that are really 5'7". Things
Yeah,
like
everything changes. Once you measure, everything changes. So we'll talk about that a little
I'm
bit.
6'1". What? You're 5'10" and a half. Oh,
that. Yeah,
What
you're
do you got?
5'10" and 2.5 quarters.
You got on lifts? What is going on?
Are you wearing golf
well, it's
shoes?
like Kyler Murray must have had lifts on during his measurement because he looks like he's
Oh,
He was-
6'.
He was standing on old Call of Duty video games. He was standing on.
on.
He stacked them up.
You got to do what you got to
That's
do,
funny.
baby. Millions of dollars on the line.
Yeah.
I have
All
no
right,
comment.
folks. Hey, everybody have a great night. Tune in to Terradome tomorrow and tune back in
Jeez.
for the mock draft series, episode 3, Saturday night.
Nice.
And as Corey Davis says, go 49ers and F all 31 other teams.